Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Board Shorts with Kirby Smith. I'm Kirby Smith and I'm standing here with Miss Dr. Laura Byrd, who is the Executive President of Lake-Sumter State College and the Executive Director of Lake-Sumter Foundation. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, and we are here to talk about what the Lake-Sumter Education Foundation actually does. So can you go over a little bit about what the Education Foundation is and who they support?
So the Lake-Sumter State College Foundation, we're a 501c3, and the entire goal of the foundation is to support the college and our students. Some of the ways that we support our students is through scholarships. Last year, we gave out $1.75 million to over...
Hold right there. $1.75 million in scholarships?
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, that's great. To over 2,500 students, which is about a third of our population.
So Lake-Sumter Education Foundation has $1.75 million worth of scholarships they've given out last year to 2,500 students. How does a student even know that these scholarships are out there, or what are the scholarships for?
So we have scholarships for every area of study that a student can take at Lake-Sumter, from general education for their AA degree or for nursing, for line workers. And what they do is there's an online application we share out through messaging to all the students, so every student knows about scholarships. We share through text, through social media, through their program of study. They use a program called Canvas, and we message the students as soon as the scholarship application opens. It's open for 30 days, and then students have that time to apply, and it's really easy. I tell a student, have you ever made $500 in an hour? And most of them say no, right? Because that's a pretty big amount for an hour. So I tell them it takes about an hour to apply, and they write an essay that really tells us why they need the scholarship, and they also answer some demographic information. Then we have a review committee of about 40 volunteers that consist of faculty, staff, community members, board members, and they review the applications. And we award about 85% of the students who apply.
That is absolutely fantastic. So you mentioned that there is a $500, you get $500. Is that the total max of the scholarship is $500 per student?
That's a minimum scholarship. We have some scholarships that are up to $2,000, depending on the criteria of the donor who's awarding that scholarship.
And if someone here looking at this board short and says, you know what, I'd never even heard of this thing, or someone's parents looking at this thing said, you know, it sure would be helpful if we can get some assistance. What do they do to go apply, or where do they go to look?
All they have to do is go to the Lake-Sumter State College website and type in Foundation Scholarships in the search, and it will show them exactly what to do.
And all that information is at the bottom of the screen. So the Education Foundation, how do you get your money to help support the students here in Lake County?
Every dollar that we get to support our students and the college comes from donors who are very generous because they love the college, they love the work we do, and they know the challenges of our students.
Now, you mentioned a couple of things. A lot of your students here, they're full-time, but they're also work outside of their studies.
Yes.
And a lot of them is to help their families just make it.
Yes, sir. We know with the economy is what it is right now, it's challenging for students. I mean, they are working, but many of them are working in jobs that are, you know, paying a little more than minimum wage. So being able to have money for tuition and for the expenses of life is challenging for our students.
I didn't know the Lake-Sumter State College had a food pantry. So can you back up and tell me how that started and where you see it going in the future?
Yes, sir. So what we realized was that our students are hungry. And when we know that you can't meet the basic needs of life, then how do you study and how do you have your focus on your work in college? And so when we started looking at that, we determined that we had a few food drives that came to campus, and we learned more and more about the needs of our students. So we were very determined as the foundation to start a food pantry. And we started here in Leesburg. And one reason is because if you haven't noticed, we have more than 10,000 students now at Lake-Sumter State College. So we're bursting at the seams, literally. So we have, we had a place on Lake-Sumter's campus in Leesburg to start the pantry. Now, we've been very fortunate and blessed to have a gift from the Macklin Trust that has helped us start that. Also, Florida Blue helped us with that, and we've had some other anonymous donors that have supported it. But just having the food pantry open 2 and 3 days a week for our students that are on campus, primarily in classes the traditional way, sitting in the classroom, we know that there's a great need and they are using that food pantry.
Other than your food pantry and your scholarships, is there any other unique things that Lake-Sumter State College does for its community?
Well, one of the other things we're really working on hard now is having some buildings on our campuses. So we know that our nursing program, that's our fastest growing program for the college. We have over 1,000 students in the pipeline. And that means that they're already at the college taking their prerequisites to be in the nursing program. We had to turn students away in the spring and fall because we have so many students wanting to go into nursing.
Well, for me, that's just it's music to my ears that you have that many people in the nursing program, because that's in the health field. And that's one of the fields throughout the entire country that's actually in decline. And here at Lake-Sumter State College, we're bolstering that opportunity for these kids to get a high-paying job in an industry that is very much needed.
Yes, sir. And the big need for us is having a facility for those nurses to be trained in. Here on the Leesburg campus, our Health Science Center is full. On our South Lake campus, our Science Health building is full. We have no more space for classes. So we're working on raising money to build another building on the South Lake campus.
And in your South Lake campus, I know that y'all are really busting at the seams at the South Lake campus.
Yes,
Lake-Sumter State College and the county have been working hand in hand with the state legislature for funding to get you extra space down there. So let's talk about, we went over some of the education stuff. I was a student athlete, and I know that Lake-Sumter has some athletic programs. So can you go over some of those athletic programs? Because a lot of people do not realize that being a student athlete actually helps in a myriad of things once they get out of college.
Yes, it does. So we have, I'll start with Leesburg. The programs we have in Leesburg, we have baseball, softball, we have volleyball, and beach volleyball. We were very blessed by Mr. Corey Warner with the Warner Foundation to gift us a beach volleyball court. And when I say that, we have 7 courts. Oh. They are amazing. They are state of the art. And so we have people coming here just to use our volleyball courts and play. And that has been a wonderful gift to our students. And that was at no cost to the college. Then in the South Lake campus, we have indoor and outdoor track. We have cross country, and we have golf. And golf just moved to the Leesburg campus. We have men's and women's golf.
So you're talking about you currently have 10,000 students and the need for more buildings. I'm sure the college has some type of a growth projection. As you know, Lake County is growing in population. Some of the demographics are out of college population, but some of them are in college population. So can you go over your projection of the college?
Yes, sir. So over the last 2 years, both years we have been over 20% growth.
Wow.
And so we hit our goal of 10,000 students last summer. So we're looking at in the next year over 12,000 students, because we continue to see a high rate of growth. And we know that part of that is because Sumter is the fastest growing county in the state, and Lake it stays between 5 and 6 in growth. So we know that the population here is growing quickly, but also we work very hard to make education affordable for our students. And when we think about caring for our students, we think about holistically. How do we take care of them? How do we help them with the basic needs like food? How do we help them with tuition and fees? How do we help them when crisis comes into their life? And we also have a wellness program here where they can reach out and get support. We partner with LifeStream, but we also have an online because we know that sometimes students are embarrassed. So we're looking at the whole student and how we support them.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic. Everything that Lake-Sumter has done from 1962 through the inception of it, yes, up until 2026 has been absolutely remarkable. the things that y'all have done here to help this county grow is absolutely incredible. The students that the quality of education that Lake-Sumter has put out has always been top tier throughout the state. It's been recognized throughout the state. And I'm just extremely proud that Lake-Sumter State College is here in Lake County, helping our students here in Lake County, because all we're doing, or all Lake-Sumter is doing, is growing a better informed and better educated workforce to help sustain and help Lake County grow.
Yes, sir, it is. We still are a community college at heart, offering those four-year degrees, and we are here because of the community and the support we receive from the community.
So if you're a high school student, or you just graduated high school, or you're an older adult and you're not sure where to go or what to do, or you need some more education, or you want to have a different path in life, give Lake-Sumter State College a look. They're going to treat you more than just a student or a body. They're part of the community. Through the Lake County Education Foundation, through the food pantry, which I didn't know about. It's absolutely wonderful. They truly care about the community. Dr. Byrd, I certainly appreciate your time here. If anybody has any questions about Lake-Sumter State College, look at the screen below you. All the information is there. The Education Foundation. If you'd like to support the Education Foundation, how would someone go about supporting the Education Foundation?
I'm so glad you asked that question, Commissioner Smith. So it's really easy. All they have to do is go to the website, lssc.edu, and there's a big button that says donate. And they can specify how they want to help. If they want to help with scholarships, if they want to help with the food pantry, with student emergency assistance, there's all kinds of ways to support, and we're grateful for every dollar.
So if you're looking at this board short and says, you know what, how can I become involved? That's a great way to become involved, is become a donor. Help out the Lake-Sumter State College, help out the Education Foundation. What a wonderful program. Fantastic school here in Lake County. If you have any other questions, just look at the numbers at the bottom of your screen. They have a great website. That website information is at the bottom of the screen. Whatever you do, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbor, and most importantly, help out when you can. That's all we have from Board Shorts of Kirby Smith. See you next Wednesday.